In today's module, I will be giving an introduction to plants. I'll define what a plant is and how they are different from other organisms. So just a basic introduction to plants today. So let's begin with the basic question, what is a plant? How do we distinguish plants from all the other organisms on Earth? To answer this, we're going to focus on 5 characteristics that separate plants from other organisms. The first is cell type. Okay. Second is the presence or absence of cell walls and what that cell wall is made out of. Third is the mode of nutrition. How does it capture energy and use that energy? And fourth is reproduction strategy. And our final defining characteristic is growth strategy. So plants, just like animals, fungi, and algae, are all eukaryotic cells. Okay. Eukaryotic cells are bigger, most often multicellular, and have membrane-bound organelles. That is in contrast to bacteria that have prokaryotic cells. They are much smaller. Prokaryotic cells are much smaller and less sophisticated cells. Cell type only distinguishes plants from bacteria, so we need additional characteristics to distinguish plants from other organisms. Okay, the next characteristic that we're going to talk about is cell wall. Okay. Plants have cell walls, and those walls are made of cellulose. Animals don't have cell walls. Fungi do, but the fungal cell walls are made of chitin. Algal cells can have cell walls with cellulose, but not all do. Bacteria also have cell walls, but those cell walls are not made of cellulose. Okay, third characteristic, the mode of nutrition. Okay, let's see here. Okay, the mode of nutrition for plants or energy capture is described by the word autotrophic, right there. Okay, auto is self and trophic is food. This describes photosynthesizing organisms or organisms that acquire their energy for themselves from the sun. If this isn't a superpower, I just don't know what is. Some algae are also autotrophic. Animals are not. They are heterotrophic. Hetero means other or different. Fungi are also, heterotrophic. They must consume things for energy either directly or indirectly by consuming plants through decomposition. Bacteria have various modes of nutrition. Okay, the fourth distinguishing characteristic of plants is reproductive strategy. So plants can reproduce sexually like animals most often do, but they often can reproduce asexually. Okay, we'll talk a lot more about this in class. Algae and fungi reproduce both sexually and asexually, but bacteria reproduce asexually. So the final defining characteristic of plants is their ability to grow. Okay. Plants can sense the environment around them and choose to grow taller or laterally in a way that helps them to acquire resources. This is called indeterminate growth. Animals have determinate growth. For example, my daughter has 4 teenage brothers. You can imagine what happens at dinner. If she is not quick to react, most of the food goes on her brother's plates. If Grace were a plant, she would grow a 3rd arm to help her acquire resources at dinner. As it is, she has determinate growth, and her parents have to be her 3rd arm to help her survive. Okay, now we have defined characteristics that help us understand what are land plants. And in the next video, we're going to distinguish these plants into 4 main groups.